Absolutely. Looking forward to hosting Eastern Kentucky, a team we're very familiar with, obviously very close to home. Have a lot of respect for Walt Wells, who spent 2 years on my staff, and several of their assistant coaches have also either played, well, 2 of them played and coached under me here. And, again, I'm familiar with Eastern all the way back to the Roy Kidd days and playing against Jim Tressel and the tradition that they have. And they had an extremely good year last year. I know they didn't get off to the start that they wanted to in game 1, but they have a lot of pride and they're well coached. And I know they will come in here fired up and ready to play. With us, we need to improve on some things that we did a week ago. I thought after watching the film, there were some things we did extremely well and improved in areas that we most definitely needed to improve from last year to this year. So that was good to see. And there's so much more room for improvement, and we're looking to have a great week this week to just tidy up some things and be more detailed and improve in the areas where we fell short in game 1 and build on the good things that we did. So I'll open it up for questions.
Brockway of the Gainesville Sun.
I don't know if you realize this, but you're going to probably go down as the longest tenured SEC East coach when divisional play ends this year. Just curious about your thoughts about the end of divisional play. I mean, any sentiment at all or thoughts about kind of the last year of the SEC East?
Yeah, I mean, I really hadn't put much thought into it until you just said that. So no, I don't have any deep thoughts on it. I mean, I really have enjoyed the journey and the challenge. And, I've said this many times that how much respect I have for the entire league because of how much everybody in this league invests in it and is not interested in going backwards. We all may have some ups and some downs, but there's people that are pouring into it and that are doing everything possible to move our programs forward. And, I'll miss some of the rivalries and some of the games that we won't play each year, but we'll have new challenges and it's a changing environment, and we're all adapting the best we can.
Next will be Mark Weiser of the Athens Banner Herald. Mark, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
I did.
Mark Weiser.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I think I was muted there.
Okay, go ahead.
I was going to ask you about something along the same lines. It's been more than 80 games you've coached in the SEC and, with some second-place East finishes. What's going to be like, do you think, next year when there's, I guess, a 16-team, one division, someone's going to be in 11th place or something like that? I mean, what's that going to be like?
Well, I don't know. I have no idea. It's not just coach speak. When we all probably will answer it in some form or fashion the same way, that yes, we look at big picture things in our program often, but usually it's within personnel or growth or things, changes, facilities, personnel, things of that nature to continue to grow our teams and our organizations the right way and compete at a higher level. So we look at big picture things, but we're very singular focused. I am and really worried about this year, quite honestly, and not trying to be coach speak or short with you. It's just I'm consumed with trying to make this team as good as we can be. So really don't put much thought into next year. I'll deal with that, here in the future.
Next will be Steve Moulton of WZZN.
You got me all right, Coach?
I got you now. Yep.
Okay,
Yep.
Perfect. Hope you're doing well, sir.
Yeah, I'm doing great. I hope you are as well.
Thank you, Coach. I am. From your opening message there through Wednesday now, has the message been received, you think? How have practices been on tightening up and getting ready for this game on Saturday, Coach?
Yeah, I think our team, I was very impressed. I thought we Mondays are always hectic because there's so much to do. You got to, we're mandatory day off 1 day a week, and ours is Sunday. And so Monday there's a lot to cram in. We have to look at the mistakes and watch the film, and then introduce a new opponent. And then Tuesday's a heavy work day, full pads and very physical, and got to get a lot of things in. And I felt like it was an improvement. I really do. I feel like they could see it. I felt like our team was not satisfied with every aspect. But as I told them, and after watching the film, if we play with that same type of intensity and continuing to try to be physical and prepare in the right way, good things will happen. We just got to detail things up here this week.
And if I heard you right in your opening statement, is this going to be a little surreal to have guys that played for you on the opposing coaching staff, Coach?
I won't think much of it once the game starts. I know those guys and have a ton of respect for them. Maxwell Smith was one of my first quarterbacks when I got here, and he ended up transferring and having a good career at San Diego State and maybe one other, but and then came back, and then after years later came back and worked with me, and I enjoyed having him. And then C.J. Conrad, heck, it feels like C.J. was with me basically my whole time. He might have came in year 2 or 3, so he's been with me. I want to say, maybe the last 8 years as a player, and then as a graduate assistant, and so. I love CJ and his family, and of course I'm close to Walt as well. So a great respect for those guys. I know they're competitors, and we're all going to be trying to beat each other's brains in on Saturday. And after that, heck, they know where my house is and where my basement bar is, and the door's always open for those guys.